Start with Fraser, please.
Good afternoon, Pep. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
How are you?
Good, you?
Good. Yes, very well, thank you. How is everybody after the international break? Has everyone come back fit and ready to go?
Well, there are 6, 7, 8 players still we didn't see them because yesterday they were not allowed to come in here for the bubble for the test. So today we're going to make the training session. We're going to decide the team or how the players have come back from international break.
It's the first time we've been able to speak to you since the news came through that Sergio Aguero is going to be leaving the club at the end of the season. How difficult a decision was that for everybody involved?
A lot. We know how important player is in the present, in the past. So a lot, yeah. Not easy. These decisions never are easy.
He's the kind of player that it's almost impossible to replace. But will that be one of your big priorities in the summer, trying to find the next striker for Manchester City?
I want to be clear. There is maybe we're going to find a new player to replace Sergio. Like I said, in terms of numbers, it's almost impossible, but can be possible, be replaced. But in terms of what he means for this club, it's impossible. So maybe. But there are a lot of big chances. Maybe we're not going to sign a striker for the next season.
So you think there's a good chance that you will promote somebody from within, or there is somebody that is ready to fill those shoes?
We have enough players in the first team right now, and we have an interesting players in the academy. So there is a big chance for the situation in the world economic problems in the world football. We are not going to sign any striker for the next season.
And back to Premier League action this time around with Leicester City. Just how impressed have you been with the season that they've had so far?
The same as the last, I think, 5-6 years. So I have to admit that since Brendan Rodgers took over the team was incredible. I remember perfectly clearly he took over the team, and after 1 week, 10 days, the team make a wow. They changed already completely different, the previous manager, and doing really well. Last season, because maybe it was a lockdown and they break, but they were incredible chance to qualify for the Champions League. At the end, they could not do it, and they are in incredible position again this season. So that means that it's not for 1 year or one period of the time. So the last 5-10 years, they are working really well in a scouting department, and it's a serious team already. It's a team it's a contender every season, and top manager, top players. Yeah, a big challenge for us tomorrow.
Hugh Ferris, PLP, please.
Hi, Pep. You've mentioned a couple of times that the West Brom game in December was pivotal in you having a conversation with your staff and the players as well. But when you go back to September and the first game against Leicester, was that significant in your mind when you had that conversation too?
No. With the Leicester game to West Brom, there are many games in a few months. No. They were incredible, well organized, and we struggled to attack them. And and we concede 3 penalties against that team is almost impossible. So, and also they can beat us. So maybe not in the way like you concede 3 penalties, but Leicester is a top class team. You see the players they have, even the depth of the squad they have. So I'm impressed. So we can be beaten. We were beaten. I congratulate them that, but it's a long time ago. So imagine if you have win that game, that means that tomorrow we'll win again. So it's a long time ago. Many things happen. We have to see just today how the players are coming back. We'll be back, and because every day is a new situation, adjust. But I think everybody's fit, no injuries. That it was so important. The tests are negative is so important too. And tomorrow we're going to prepare the game because now arrived the last 2 months the competition. Like every day, every game is right now we can say as the final, and because we are close to winning the Premier League will be closer, and then the other competition is a final. So the 3 competitions we have. Every game will be a final. So, and I think that the team will feel that, and we are ready to try.
And given that situation that you now find yourself in, with the Premier League nearly won, and that you have these finals coming up, the quarterfinals, the semi-final, the final as well, is it conceivable that even though your rotation has worked so well recently, that you might be able to prioritize, that you might think about prioritizing matches?
Hugh, I'm going to tell you something. So we rotate quite well because we won. I wait you, all of you, and all the world, when I'm going to rotate like I've done all the time. So we're not going to lose the game. How disastrous why we rotate the team. So today, I believe in the modern football, no player can sustain mentally, not just physicality, especially mentally, 11 months playing every 2 days. With this demanding, is impossible. So tomorrow, I'm going to line up or select the team to win that game. It's only I'm concerned. So the people say, no, we are close. Still today, the champion is Liverpool. We are in the best position comparing the other ones, but I'm pretty sure that United and Leicester, these teams can win a lot of games. Of course, they cannot win all the games because they have to play between them, but everything in football can happen. We need more than 4 victories to be champion, and tomorrow is the first one. We're going to try, and it's the only I'm concerned. And after, when you have to take the coach after the game, I'm going to think about Borussia Dortmund.
Simon Stone, BBC.
Hiya, Pep. How do you rate Iheanacho, and what do you think of what he's been doing over the last few weeks?
Incredible. So the quality was there. Was a young player, and believe maybe in that moment with Gabriel and when Sergio, we didn't have much space, and he's a fantastic person. We had a good relation together. So, and I'm delighted that he's going well lately. So he's playing for the Injured for Medicine, and he's playing, and of course he links really well with the mates, and he's good in the behind, he's fast, and in the final third he has the right tempo. He's so clear in front of the goal.
Just going back to what you said about potentially not signing a striker, I think most people will kind of maybe not believe you so much, because if you lose someone like Aguero, then the temptation would be to get a great striker.
Lisa, Simon, with these prices, we are not going to sell any striker. We're not going to buy any striker. It's impossible. It's not. We cannot afford it. It's impossible. So that is not going to happen. No. All the clubs struggle financially. We are not an exception. So we are not going to. We have Gabriel, we have Varane, played incredible in this position. We have young players in the academy. We play many times with a false 9. So I don't know what's going to happen. I was said in the beginning, maybe it's going to buy, but maybe we are not going to buy any striker for the next season. Today, there is more chance we're going to buy any striker for the next season.
Stuart Brennan, MEM.
Hello, Pat.
Hi.
You mentioned players from the academy, and the obvious one is Liam Delap. But how do you assess where Liam is at? And are you already thinking about plans for him for next season? Whether he steps up full time with you or goes on loan, or what the plan?
No. Liam is training with us this season, like what happened the first year with Jadon, with Ibrahim and Phil. The second one we went with Jadon, but Jadon didn't accept to extend the contract with us. And Liam, like is Liam with Felix, with Cole Palmer, with McAtee, with Mbete when he was not injured. So many players are training with us, and Liam, of course, is doing really well. We are incredibly in touch every week, 1 or twice with Enzo Maresca. We are in touch talking how they are developing with Enzo. Is doing an incredible job in the second team, and he's training with us, and next season will be with us, training with us every day.
Ziad Mansour. You there, Ziad? Can you hear us? There we go.
Hello, Pep.
Hi.
Yeah. First, I wanted to ask, it's a bit different this time, because usually international breaks, you have so many players out, but this time you had players who stayed in. How different is that to have some players that you managed to have some training, to have some rest before?
6 players.
That's
Not
bad.
much. Yeah, not bad, but I would prefer to have all of them. So just 6 players. Yeah, it was good. They're training good. They have days off like the rest, and it's a tough season for everyone. For many, there are people in the backroom staff 9 months without seeing his families. So a tough period for all of us, but this is the last part. 2 months ahead of us, and we're going to continue in this way.
And of course, we know Leicester, they have their own way of playing. But interestingly, Brendan Rodgers said yesterday, when you face City, you have to change the way that you play. So are you expecting them to change the way they play when they face you tomorrow?
Well, Leicester can play in different ways. So they play 4 in the back, they can play 5, they can play 2 strikers, they can play 1 striker. They can play incredible in the build-up because with this keeper that he has the ability to found Barry, the wing-backs, the full-backs, and especially the people in between like Tielemans or Ayotte or Madison. So he has the quality to do this. So they can play in absolutely different ways. What I'm thinking, I don't know. We just are going to say the teams or my players to prepare, and everything can happen in different way. They can play high pressing like United. They can set the back like they play here. I don't know. So Brendan knows the team and the moods and the momentum that they have to decide what they're going to do. So it's in our hands to adjust, adapt, and impose what we want to do.
Guys, if you want to ask in the embargo section, now's a good time to raise your hand, but we'll go to Jim Conlon before that.
Hi, Pep. Just relation to Leicester City there again, and we all know the plaudits the likes of Harvey Barnes is getting, and Morrison and Vardy as such. But how important is the likes of Alfred and Ndidi to this Leicester team? Do you rate him very highly? Is he one of the best defensive midfielders in the Premier League? And his partnership with Tielemans has really real force for Leicester this year.
No, they are. Yeah, he is. When you see all the players, so Justin now unfortunately is injured for them, but not for him especially. I'm so sorry, but all of them, they have an amount of quality. So Ndidi is doing really well, and Tielemans is a top class player. Remember when I arrived my first season and Vincent Kompany start to speak about him when he was a national team from Belgium, how good he was in that period, and Vincent, as always, he was right. Top players, the quality. So they can play, when you defend deep, they have the quality to find the sources and when space to make a movements in behind with especially Bardi and Kelechi right now. And top class team. So after, we have 8 games left for them, 9, and he's in 13 in the Premier League. It means that they have done incredible well. So incredible. So, but not this season, last season as well, and the previous ones. They won champion with Ranieri, time ago, and since then always they were there. That means that they lose players, but they rebuild the team. So and they continue to be so solid, so competitive. That's why my admiration for all the club, all the statement, not just in this period. It's not just for half season, 1 season. Is doing for a long time really well.